Hello and welcome back, everybody. You may have heard that we recently got a look at all 4 of the new weapons that are being added in the next Deep Rock Galactic update. Ever since I made my video on the weapon concepts that were shown off a while back, I've been eagerly awaiting to see the finalized weapons that made it into the game. There's still a lot we don't know about these weapons, but in the meantime we can jump right in and analyze what we do have. And we can also see if my thoughts on these weapons have changed all that much since their initial reveal. So now let's dive right in and talk about the Scout's Plasma Carbine. Unfortunately, we're going to be starting on a bit of a low note here. I am not a fan of this gun. While it certainly isn't terrible, I think it's far from the best that we could have gotten. When having a sick crossbow was a potential option, I don't think I need to explain my disappointment. But to talk about it at least a bit more, it seems like a combination of the Deep Core Assault Rifle and the EPC. Its fire rate and ammo count seem nice, but other than that, it's pretty boring. It might have some cool potential for mods, but until we see them, I don't think I'll be making much use of this weapon. Next is Driller's Weapon, a new crowd favorite, the Corrosive Sludge Pump. This weapon seems like it's loved by almost everyone, and I can't blame them. It's cool, funny, and has a lot of room for different builds too. Some people have argued that it's too similar to Driller's other guns, but I honestly don't know what they're talking about. I mean, did we even watch the same footage? I'm sorry to be blunt, but it kind of seems like these people don't know what they're talking about. It's completely different in functionality. I look forward to seeing what kind of crazy stuff will be in store for this gun. Next, we're going to talk about Gunner's Gun. I am very happy to see that this made it in. From the very moment I laid my eyes on it, I knew that the guided rocket launcher was going to be one of my favorites. This gun looks like a lot of fun to use, although it does look like it will be a bit tricky as well. I imagine that it will have a very high skill ceiling, but also a very high skill floor, meaning that you're going to have to practice a lot if you want to use it effectively. This gun might just become my new main, although we don't know for certain until the update comes out, but I am certain that it will be close. Now let's take a look at Engineer's new gun, which is one that caught us all off guard. For those who don't know, this gun was not shown off before. The devs teased it for weeks, and we have finally gotten our first look at it. And it's pretty crazy to say the least. I'll be honest, when I first started watching the trailer, I was disappointed. It looks like just another rifle, and we're already starting to get a few too many of those in my opinion. But then, this happened. Yeah. This lock-on feature is crazy enough on its own, but it also seems like the gun gets a boosted fire rate when it's locked onto a target. I cannot wait to see more from this gun. Honestly, the one thing I'm disappointed about is that we didn't get to see more. We still aren't 100% certain what this gun does and how it works, but it still looks really cool. It might become my main if it's as good as it looks. And that's it. That's all the new weapons. Admittedly, I was a little quick in this overview of the new weapons, but that's because I actually wanted to focus on something else. I noticed that there's been a sort of shift in direction for the developers. These guns seem pretty distinct. Now that's not to say that they're out of place, I think that they'll fit right in with the existing roster, but it does imply a shift in the approach that the developers are taking. We could see this back when they first showed off their weapon concepts, even with the other weapons that didn't quite make it into the game. There seems to be a new focus on ammo efficiency, whether it's with your ability to control where the rockets move on the gunner's rocket launcher, or the engineer's smart rifle being able to lock onto targets. It seems like these guns have different ways to make sure that you don't miss. That raises several questions though. Will there be any downsides to this? It's hard to say. We'll need a better look at these weapons. Another question that I think is a bit more interesting, however, is will this impact the existing guns? The developers did say that they wanted to add more overclocks, not just for the new guns, but for the old ones as well. This doesn't confirm that we'll get any, but I think it's interesting to consider. Maybe other weapons will be able to lock onto targets, or maybe some of them will give you control over the projectiles. What do you guys think of this? Would you like to see some overclocks that make old weapons work like the new ones do? Or maybe you would like something different so that they're a bit more unique? Let me know down in the comments below. And make sure you subscribe if you want to hear more news about these weapons when it comes out. See you later.